As you can see here, I am still trying to wake up. I only become real serious about it with coffee. Coffee makes me take it too seriously. Heart begins to beat faster, radically shifting my breathing. I won't be able to fall back asleep. I'll have that very irritating caffeine fucking saying, "It's over. You're done now, buddy." I burnt my inside of my tongue. Wait for this. In a completely unexpected way, providing the perfect balance of pain with forward momentum. I took one of those BC powder pain medicines, which usually works pretty good. Didn't have any more ibuprofen, and I was having a really chitty type of headache. You know, chitty. It was chitty. Not a normal one, a chitty one. Real chitty. I put the powder in. I put it under my tongue. I don't know if it, somewhere along the line, somewhere, that would not have been a big deal. But now, I'm just not so sure. I'm not so sure somebody wouldn't be like, "Why did you do that? Why didn't you just blah, 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 blah?" Well, because not the way it is normally done. Is under the tongue the way to take it? Maybe not. Fuck. Maybe not. What had happened, and still, I don't know why. Sure, it didn't dissolve. What the fuck? Managed to pack itself in right underneath where your tongue right comes up, right at the root of your tongue, and burnt, past tense, me in such a way. It doesn't just go away. It's persisting. It seems to like the treatment that I've given it, which I did earlier. I'm not going to share that. I just don't trust you anymore. Wide world. I try. And in the middle of this video, I'm going to break into some other shit because I want to tell you something. Maybe you don't know. When you're first being formed in the womb, your little fetus fucking ass, whatever you are, when the heart is forming, part of it shoots upwards before your brain is anything. The tongue comes out of that. The tongue and the heart are expressively connected together in that way. Random. Try to make it relevant. One human expressing to another some foolishness. How much foolishness has been shared? I'm over my limit. I'm over the limit. I'm over. The real retard question is, did I just delete the previous attempts? I woke up early at like 5:30. Came in here, was talking to the cat, very more lucid than I should have been from a dead ass sleep. But I got back into sleeping with your body north and south to alternate it. It's in the Emerald Tablets. This Thoth says, if you want to live long and keep your youthfulness, sleep 1 hour of the day, your head to the north, and it's like you're polarizing your body with the magnetic field, which is at its weakest. It's not like it's going to really help you much. And then sleep with your head to the south. And you're minimally charging the top half of your body and then charging the bottom half of your body's auric field, making it strong and youthful. And it says, if at any time you stop doing this, if you have many years of life and vigor and age, you will immediately start to break down and death will rapidly approach you. And it wasn't an invitation for death to rapidly approach. It was more like practically shifting your room around along the way. In this area, I aborted some of the practices that I took up in this room, but mindful, mind you, in those, there's a fucking wire connection that runs even to ground into the river. Because spaceship bed, motherfucker, is where it's at. Do you have a spaceship bed? Why not? You look at what? How did you sleep last? All night long. You know the song? When they ask you that, instead of breaking into the song, you got some real access to somewhere else. You get ready. So what do you do? And why wouldn't you? Don't you care about yourself? I'm going to slide into the video I'm already making. It's basically already done. This here, one story that I love. I think it's great, and let me tell you why it's the greatest fucking shit. Because it isn't. amongst all this bullshit that they say is the Anunnakis. Have you heard of these Anunnaki people? They get hacked. They are hacked because some guy shows up waving around whatever you would wave around at him, tells them that he's he's the emissary of Anu, which is their dad, the king, Nibiru's king Anu, who had sent the gold mining expedition to the Earth planet 450,000 years ago. This stretch, this is the stretch. And I remember when I first read it in the whole book or whatever, in this whole bullshit story they're trying to tell us here, Earthmen. Now this is after the cataclysm. Yeah, there was a flood. Yeah, I think there was a flood. Yeah, there was some flooding happening. Some flooding was going on, all right. This is what the Anunnakis were supposed to have got for their update news bulletin. The sun, with the huge solar flares, and Lamu, which is Mars, is reported from the south tip of Africa that the Antarctic ice sheet slid towards the ocean and would next, on the approach of Nibiru, slip into the sea, and most of the waves would then engulf most of the Earth, which is bad. Bad, not good. Inky, Nigajita, Ninma, they violated the interplanetary law when they created the Adamite slave and the Adapite super slaves. Where was super slaves? What? You talking super slaves? We got super slaves going on? Super slaves. You know when nobody mentions super slaves? Why not? Oh, okay. Put that up. Put that up. Commander Enlil planned to let these Earthlings drown when the next time Nibiru neared the Earth, and the Antarctic ice sheet would drop into the South Sea and generate surges that would reverberate and inundate all of the Earth except for the Great Peaks. Then Enlil thought he and the Nibiruan gold mining operations on Earth and take his people back to Nibiru. He's just going to up and saddle off. But no, Galzu and Inky defy Enlil's edict to let the floods kill off the slaves. But when they finally catch up with their daddy and the king, he was like, who's Anzu? Who's Galzu? Who the fuck is Galzu? And they're like, oh. On a spaceship brought Galzu, the mysterious white-haired great knower, with the sealed message from Anu to Inky, Enlil, and Ninma. Oh, he's got the papers. Your papers, sir? He has his papers. He just produced some papers out of his own self. Because, but why? How? What's going on here? Spaceman, Imaginarium, whatever you want to say. I am Galzu, emissary of the king. This guy wasn't even real. This guy was a hallucination that happened to these Anunnaki beings because they were being hacked. That's just the way it is. And no, you don't get any explanations for it. Yeah, you know, we're not going over it like that. No. Were there Anunnakis? This could likely just be a introducing humanity to these concepts for the purposes of them to pirate the mind thinking regarding history is definitely going on. This is the awareness. This is where the awareness is born. That it doesn't make a fuck what happened. The reality generator machine is the consciousness. It hacks the machine. It hacks the machine. Galzu is. They are not. You take like some mesh, a nice wire metal mesh, attach a ground wire to it, just for grounding purposes, run it out the window, ground it into the earth with a larger, like a piece of rebar. Go get it. And that's overkill. But even better, if you can connect then to something that's in the running water, like the river, it's running water, continues to flow, but just using the fence line to it being all metal connected. It jumps to the fence line and then it jumps off the fence line going into the running water. I mean, so like theoretically you could electrify and get shocked if you're holding it at any point and you electrify the bottom. You should be shocked because it connects. It's true, but it's not like a power wire. It's a ground wire, and that's what you're looking to do: ground out and get your body back into those things. Now, when you're sleeping, you don't have to have the river one. This is just the leftovers of the extreme trials and things we wanted to do just to see what happens. You get into that bed that's plugged in like that, the mesh, north and south, and you could get in there. You could be on that mattress, just any mattress. It doesn't. The bed quality's never been an exceedingly wonderful, expensive bed ever. Negative, but it was grounded. You could get in there and you could close your eyes and already see the astral realm. Like a remote viewing mode is already on. You're like, what the fuck? You close your eyes, you're already able to see landscapes in the horizon. And yeah, you can. You could. And it was just better to sleep from there. And it was. I thought about fixing my dad's bed, and I regret it because I didn't. And I think I should have when I had the opportunity. I just didn't want to. Some things that were that if you discuss it with somebody and you make a big deal out of it, you lose the benefits. You do. You do know. You know where you're at. Welcome to Earth. There's a lot of things that are a lot of simpler and easier to do. You could just adopt them along your way. And most of you do that. You already do that. This is just a crash course on approaching that level of shit. I took all the fucking Reiki classes. I was gonna on one end of it. It's like you're not gonna be able to do Reiki on your dad. I knew this. I never expected it to be something I'd be able to pull off doing with my dad. But I do know that Reiki works, and all of it's true. And it does. I'm just glad I got to Why would you? I mean, if you look at the way our setup in the world is, you can tell the problem humanity has is just so much more bigger and on the nose. So no, I didn't get to use that, but I did get the 3 levels of class. I wanted it, and it was interesting. I can't even remember it. I can't remember. I mean, I remember the symbols. Everything else, maybe. And the bed, the lining yourself up north to south, it's on point. It is. I don't know when. I should have been like, if any time you'd like to see how fast your life will suck I'm assuming that in the Emerald Tablets, when it says that, it's talking about someone that's extremely past their sell-by date, Maybe he's a 600-year-old temple priest, pyramid priest, very faithful, steady and faithful, 600-year-old. And the first day that he's not able to line himself up, get into the position, just looks like something off of Big Trouble in Little China. Because that's what you're dealing with, some Big Trouble in Little China bad guy shit. You don't want nothing to do with that. The guys blowing their heads up and blowing evil winds at you needs you might not be ready for that challenge. Not everybody is. So think about that, fellow redneck truckers. This is, what did he say his name was? What was the ridiculous name of the guy in Big Trouble Little China? I can't even think of his name. It's Russell something. It's the original Stargate fucking Jack O'Neill. That's Jack O'Neill in the trucker. As a trucker. Big Trouble in Little China, which is very, what do they say in the language now? So you must know the language. It's never mind. Yes, it works. Big deal. But yeah, good. It works. It good.